Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name, exclusively on Vaughn Radio. And folks, hold on to your hats because it's time for liftoff.
T-minus 10, 9, 8,
8,
7,
6,
5,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
0.
Come on.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name.
Vaughn Radio.
It's the show. Let's go.
All right. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, amigos. It's a pleasure to be here with you once again on the non-stop rocket ship to your English improvement. That's right, folks. That's right. We are here for another edition of The Show with No Name, and The Show with No Name would be nothing without you guys, our Show with No Namers. So let's start off with a nice round of applause for you guys. And thank you for the magic that you bring to the show every day. Your dedication, your drive, your energy, everything. I'm telling you guys, don't ever change. No cambies nunca. I'm serious. You guys are awesome people. And some of you, as I said, I've met in person. Some of you, we have yet to meet. Es una forma un poco más formal de decir, aún no nos hemos conocido. We have yet to meet. But I can't wait. Tengo ganas. I can't wait to meet each and every one of you in person. Now, some of you, we caught up last night. To catch up es ponerse al día, right? We caught up last night. That's right. What about last night? ¿Qué me dices sobre anoche? Well, folks, it was the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night that I've been on about. To be on about something es que sigues hablando de ello. That I've been on about for the last month, and it was a blast. Those of you who are there know it was a lot of fun. Rob, Andy, and Nacho, they all added their own special element. So, because, you know, when I host it, okay, it's me, it's my personality. The questions come from my mind. Of course, I'm always thinking of you guys. But here it was interesting because we had three very interesting, cool people come up with questions and challenge us. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know, you know, hey, we won. My team won, which, you know, some people said, oh, but you work at, but you want to know something? I never win anything. So let me win this, okay? And we won it fair and square. Fair and square means que no había trampa. Fair and square. But again, it's not about winning. Okay, you get a free beer and a free meal. Okay, that's great. Who doesn't want that? But also it's about participating. And it was so much fun. I really enjoyed myself. I needed a night out. Necesitaba una noche por ahí, having some beers and chatting with my amigos. So thank you to all of you who came out. And I tried to find out. I did some research here, and I was asking around, but nobody has confirmed a date 100% yet. As soon as I have a date for our next Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, which I imagine will be in mid-January or the end of January. I think they're going to go for mid-January. But as soon as I know that information, I'll keep you posted because I think it's one of the best free nights in Madrid. Free, well, okay, if you're going to drink beer and eat food, that's not free, as you can imagine. But I mean, like one of the best free English nights in Madrid where you can, okay, you want to go see a movie in English, you got to go pay. You got to go see the movie, and that's great. It's a great, do it. It's awesome. But this is very different. This is an interactive event, and we really enjoy it. And I hope you'll join us in our next Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. And right now, folks, speaking of challenges, why don't we kick off with our pop quiz? Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz, amigos. Pop quiz. That's right. And today's pop quiz is sponsored by our amiga, our mutual friend, Tosh Pasqua, the host of Back to Basics.
Welcome to Back to Basics with your host, Natasha Pasqua.
That's right, folks. Back to Basics with Tosh Pasqua. You can catch it live every day at 3 p.m. on Vaughn Radio. All you have to do is download the free Vaughn Radio app, and you can learn English every day for free. Another thing you should do is follow us on social media, because I'm getting this content right now, right off of Tasha's Twitter page. So if you're not following her on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whichever social media platform you use, follow Tosh Pasqua, follow Kyle, follow Andy, follow all of us, and obviously follow Grupo Vaughn, and let the English learning commence. And you know what? I was just thinking that. Commence está bien, comenzar. Did you know we use that word? Yes. Es muy formal en inglés. But it's already commenced. Ya empezado. We started learning years ago together. Many of us, we've been together for over a decade. So thank you, amigos. And let's see how you do on today's challenge. Now, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, because she's giving us, Tosh Pasqua gives us an affirmative, afirmación, okay? And I want to turn it into a question, because I think questions are trickier. So we're gonna up the ante. Vamos a subir el listón un poco. You want to do that with me? Okay, so here we go. A ver, tengo que hacerlo en mi cabeza. ¿Necesitas conseguir un trabajo lo antes posible? So, pregunta, ¿necesitas conseguir un trabajo lo antes posible? That is the translation. Remember, you can learn with Tosh and all the rest of us by downloading the Vaughn Radio app, and this way you'll be in the know. Enterados, I think, would be in the know, how you would say that. All right, well, folks, let's go on over to our virtual classroom. Over here in our chat room, remember, if you can join us live, that's awesome. If not, we love you too. We love you just the same. All right, let's see who's joining us this morning. Ricardo says, morning. What's up, Ricardo? Short and sweet, cortito y al grano. That's great. Es muy nativo. Muchas veces decimos morning en vez de good morning. So great. Morning to you too, Ricardo. Marta says, good morning, teacher and friends. I hope you feel better, Alberto. Well, as you can tell, I'm still stuffed up. And you want to know something? I don't know if drinking 6 pints of beer helped me very much. No regrets. I had a great time. I don't have a hangover because I ate as well. Oh, no. I don't know about you guys. I cannot drink on an empty stomach. I did it many times, and I don't know. Now I think about it. I'm like, what was I, nuts? Estaba loco? Oh, no. I can only have a couple beers after I've got a full stomach, or else, woo, I'm what they call a lightweight. A lightweight, una persona que se emborracha fácilmente. Right, a heavyweight es un peso pesado, a lightweight. When we're referring to boxing, obviously it's a category, but when you go to a bar and you say to your friend, "Oh, you want another drink?" and you're like, "Oh man, I'm good." What are you, a lightweight? Right? Here's speaking of heavyweights, we've got Marta. Marta says, "Good morning, teacher and friends. I hope you feel." Well, I just read that comment. See? Well, Marta, you are a heavyweight, and obviously I'm not talking about physical weight. I'm talking about in your English world here, in your English class, in our world. There's Nihad. Don't wake up with the regret. Hey, we read each other's minds. I didn't read your comment. I was just talking about regrets. Don't wake up with the regret of what you couldn't accomplish yesterday. Wake up while thinking about what you will be able to achieve today. Good morning. Good morning to you, Nihad. And thank you for those words of wisdom. Palabras sabias, de sabiduría técnicamente. Wisdom. Vamos a pronunciar esa. Words of wisdom. Zzz, it should tickle. Te debería hacer cosquillas. All right. German says, "Morning, guys. Are you ready for today's magic?" Oh, you know it, buddy. Especially now that we know you're here. Born to Iron Man says, "Morning, folks. How are you doing?" All right, Born to Iron Man. Doing great. Oh, yeah. All right. We've got German participating in today's pop quiz. And let's take a look at the pop quiz here. It was, ¿necesitas conseguir un trabajo lo antes posible? Necesitas conseguir un trabajo lo antes posible. Question. And German says, "Do you need to land a job ASAP?" German, perfect. Excellent. Great job. Do you need to? Do you need to? Y fijaos, yo muchas veces, yo y mi gente, ese to se convierte en t. Escucha. Do you need to? Do you need to find a job? Do you need to get a job? Do you need to? Yo sé que te han enseñado que es to, pero no siempre. So great. That's excellent, German. Do you need to land a job ASAP? Remember, guys, ASAP, we don't say ASAP. We say ASAP or ASAP. Tienes uno el otro, pero nunca ASAP. Let's check out some other answers. Nihad says, "Do you need to get a job as soon as possible?" Nihad, it's perfect. Great job. Wonderful job. All right. Let's see. We've got Ricardo. And Ricardo says, "Do you need to get a job as soon as possible?" Great, guys. Wonderful. So far, no mistakes here. You all got the question structure correctly. So kudos. Enhorabuena. Born to Iron Man says, "FYI." Oh, are you telling us your favorite podcast now? Cool. That's right, folks. FYI. I think I just released a new episode today, maybe a bonus episode. Don't forget, wherever you get your Vaughn podcasts, you've got For Your Inglés. Learn about a different topic every week. Or, binge listen to binge. Let's take a look at the word binge. de tirón, I think, ¿no? Cuando ves una serie de tirón, atracón, a binge, maratón, atracón, binge. You can binge, right? Binge listen, to binge watch. Ese es como se usa. We binge watched the whole series. It means lo vimos de atracón, de tirón. To binge eat it's not very healthy. To binge. Because then what happens? You always feel pretty sick afterwards, right? I call it the McDonald's effect. El efecto McDonald's. Ojo, no decimos McDonald's. We say McDonald's. McDonald's. Or Mickey D's. You know it tastes great. It was made that way, right? That's they made it in a laboratory and they said that's the perfect amount of salt. That's the perfect amount of sugar. Give it some more oil. We got it. That's the perfect taste. Because we all know, too salty, not good. Too sweet, oh man, sickly sweet. Empalagoso. And you're eating that burger or whatever, and you're like, this is delicious. But about an hour later, you're like, oh man. I know, Nihad, you said no regrets, but sometimes regrets are good. So what's my point? Don't binge eat. That's a lesson to myself. Sometimes I skip a meal, me salto una comida, and then I'll just like overeat in the next meal. It's binge, it's not healthy to eat like that. Listen, you know what? I'm going to stick to giving you guys English advice. I don't think you want my health advice. I mean, just look at me. Born to Iron Man says, so he says, FYI, Lightweight is the most elite brand in wheels for bicycles. Well, makes sense. I imagine just like any sport, just like anything, any kind of propelling anything forward, no? Propulsar algo hacia adelante, como en un avión. You're looking for it to be the most lightweight possible. So yeah, makes sense. I hadn't heard of those. All right, let's see. Any more comments? All right, hang on. There's Born to Iron Man, and he says, yes, I've just listened to today's FYI podcast thrice. Thrice, good word. We don't use it very often, though, but it's a word, right? ¿Lo sabéis? Thrice es como once, twice, thrice. Sin embargo, solemos decir once, twice, 3 times a lady. I was waiting for the beat there. All right. And he says it's about Dallas, Texas, and it's yeehaw. Well, yeah, sometimes I share some bonus stuff. And that, I believe, Iron Man, what I posted today then, is the bonus, the audio from the Dallas, Texas chapter of English on the Go. Uf, me ha salido. Glad you're enjoying it. I don't even remember. If you ask me now what's on that audio, I couldn't tell you. But I hope it's good. And if you listen to it 3 times, I think that's awesome. You guys are so dedicated. It's wonderful. Inspirational, I would even say. Nihad says, we must all suffer one of 2 things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret or disappointment. Wow. Nihad, you are getting philosophical on us today. I love it. Great. Remember, philosophy and philosophical in English no empiezan con F, sino con PH. A lot of words like that. In fact, I remember when I started, because most of the words I learned in Spanish, I learned to say before I learned to write them. So a lot of times when I looked at words, I would say, oh, wait a second. That doesn't, that's an F in Spanish. Like phonetics, la fonética. Es PH en inglés. Pharmacy. Me acuerdo que flipé. Yo, mi cabeza pensando que era PH, como en inglés, pharmacy, farmacia. And the best one was Damian Mo. Yeah, you guys know him. my buddy. He is the co-author of This Book is the Milk and the re-released This Book is the Milk too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live from the funeral.
Señoras y señores, nos dirigimos a ustedes desde el funeral real.
What a sad day it is, for This Book is the Remilk.
Es un día triste para This Book is the Remilk.
It is a book that was loved by many and will be missed by all.
Es un libro que fue adorado por muchos y será extrañado por aún más.
But don't fret, no, don't worry,
Pero no se preocupen,
because the Remilk will be reborn
porque This Book is the Remilk volverá a nacer
with a new name, a new cover, and brand new audio.
con un nuevo nombre, una nueva portada y ahora con audio.
It's called This Book is the Milk 2.
Se llama This Book is the Milk 2
And it will usher in a new age.
y nos adentrará en una nueva era.
All hail! This Book is the Milk 2, the new leader.
¡Viva This Book is the Milk 2, el nuevo rey!
Long live! This Book is the Milk 2.
¡Larga vida al nuevo rey! This Book is the Milk 2.
That's right. 2, dos, and 2 también. Remember, guys, you can pick up all of my books at the Vaughn Tienda. I'm on the website right now. You've got so many options here, all kinds of materials. You got Speak English A1, A2, B1. I mean, basically, you've got, it doesn't matter what you want to work on, what element of your English, whether it's speaking, listening, preparing your B2 exam. Maybe you want to learn about sports. Maybe you want to learn about soccer. Hey, what better time than right now, smack dab in the middle of a World Cup? Oh, and by the way, let's go Spain, right? Come on, we got to do this, guys. Let's go Spain. Let's go Spain. Let's go Spain. Okay, well, I need some backup. Here we go. Let's go Spain. Oh, I'm nervous. I know we would have to really screw up here. Cagarla bien, but hey, worse things have happened. Remember, let me remind you guys of Germany, Brazil. I mean, everybody knows Germany's usually a good team, but so is Brazil. And remember that one? Everybody was like, is this like fake or something? So that's, that's one of the things you can expect the unexpected, but we have our hopes up, nuestras expectativas altas, right? And let's see if we go on to the knockout stages. Esto es como lo decimos, the 16 or knockout round or knockout stage, mejor etapa. And this is something I thought I would never say, but the U.S. qualified before Spain. That's crazy. And one of my students, Carmen, she said, "Are you supporting Spain or the U.S.?" I'm like, I refuse to decide there. Now, if they play against each other, that's a really tough question. I live in Spain. I think it would be, if the United States won the World Cup, that would be like a historic thing, just like when Spain did. So no comment. Let's just hope they don't have to face off as a enfrentarse, to face off. So I know what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be sitting in front of the TV at 8 p.m. and biting my nails. You know what? No, I'm going to get some sunflower seeds because I realized when I used to watch soccer, I used to go to the Bernabeu. I had a season ticket. Una temporada, un abono, I think you say, right? Un abono. And I used to go there religiously, and I started realizing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm destroying my nails because I would get nervous. So then I discovered why everybody eats sunflower seeds. ¿Por qué coméis pipas en el partido? You save your nails. Te ahorras morderte las uñas. All right, well, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break right now. We've got a lot of stuff to do. We're going to do Say What. We're also going to do our spelling bee, homophones, double trouble. We've got everything left to do. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, my amigos. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name. As I said, I'm just taking a quick look here at the Tienda. If you pick up Kyle Miller's Business English, you'll get a free Interviews in English book to go with it. That's cool. A business English book and an interviews book all together. Well, that's a really cool deal. $19.95, and you get, Kyle's book is the business Bible. And then if you get Interviews in English as a bonus, that's awesome. Great deal. We've got English grammar. I have that right here in my office. That is literally, it'll guide you through the English language. You've got Speak English Now, which is something to help you with your speaking. It's a full course. And you've got everything and anything you can possibly imagine. Mosey on over to Grupo Von or vontienda.com and you can find out more. And the word mosey on over. Espera, vamos a ver cómo lo traducen. Mosey over. Mosey on. Vamos a poner mosey on over. Okay. Let's see. Pasear, deambular. So, date un paseo. Mosey on over. M-O-S-E-Y. That is like use that if you guys have English classes. If you don't, you should. You should be taking classes. If you can't afford it, that's one thing. Well, I know you're taking classes here, but actual classes where you have a teacher who is telling you, okay, man, say it again, because here I can't make sure you're speaking. I can only suggest that you repeat the vocabulary with me. I can only suggest that you guys follow along, but I can't make you do it. So I know most of you are, but again, there's no substitute on earth for having your own personal trainer. Think of a teacher as a personal trainer. And even if you're in a group class, Well, the teacher knows you, at least at Vaughn, our group classes are never over 6 people. So the teacher's going to know you well enough to say, Paco, what did I tell you about that mistake? Maria, didn't I tell you that we said as much as, not as many? Oh, yeah. And that's what a teacher does too. They hold you accountable. To hold you accountable, decir, oye, deberías saber esto. You should know this. All right, guys, let's kick off with the challenge we call Say What? Say what? That's right, amigos. That's right. It is the Say What soundbite, only on the show with no name. And here's where you're going to hear a famous person speaking, and you guys have to be little PIs, private investigators. I want you to be detectives here, and I want you to figure out what's being said, firstly in your own words, and after the 4th listen, or some of you after the 2nd or 3rd listen, which is remarkable. Well, you know what we do here. This is 4 listens, and I want your opinion. Can you believe it? I'm asking you for your opinion. Most people don't, and most people give it anyway. Here, I'm actually asking you for it. Oh, and before I forgot, I was telling you before about the PH thing. And I mentioned Damian, and then I played the jingle for the book. But there's a reason I was telling you that story. Damian was cracking up one day when I went up to his house. I buzzed his buzzer at his door. And then I came upstairs, and the guy's in tears. He's like, I'm like, what's so funny? He's like, how do you spell telefonillo? And I'm like, I just wrote it. I spelt it with a PH. Telefonillo, because obviously telephone is con PH. And he was like, tío. I'm like, es que nunca pondría yo. For me, when I hear an F, especially in the middle of a word, a lot of times I think it's a PH. I guess that's a habit of thinking of things in English. But hey, you discover that. And like always, you discover new things. All right, well, here we go, my amigos. I'm going to play this for you for the first time, and I'm interested in your observations.
Okay, just a sec. Come on. Look, James, I got chicks. They need, milk, I think.
What?
They're for Tony. I got them at the pet store. Aren't they? Margot! Are you back?
All right, there you go, folks. There you go. What did you hear? If you had to sum it up, let's pretend, vamos a fingir, that you're not going to hear it again. It's not true. I'm going to play it for you in just a moment. But if you were not to hear this again, what would you say right now? If now you don't get a second chance, how would you sum up what you just heard? Okay. Now I'm going to play it for you a second time and give me your best summary of what you heard. Talk about the background noises. I hear some background noises. Be descriptive and express yourself in English. And sometimes I realize too, remember this, keep it simple. Expressing yourself in English doesn't mean that you have to use a lot of words. It means you have to use the right words, right? And that's another thing we practice in this exercise here. All right, this is the second listen of today's Say What soundbite. Please write down what you hear.
Okay, just a sec. Come on. Look, James, I got chicks. They need, milk, I think. What? They're for Tony. I got them at the pet store. Aren't they? Margot! Are you back?
All right, my amigos. That was the second listen. You're going to hear this another 2 times. Let's go on over to our chat room before we check out our next section. My dad is in the house. What's up, Dad? He says, good morning, Alberto, friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. What's up, Dad? How's it going? You're going to watch España later, right? 8 o'clock our time. So 2 p.m. your time, I believe. You got Spain, very important match, Dad. Make sure you watch it on your big screen. I know you'll I know you've got the gear. My father's got the Spain hat, he's got the jersey. He's ready. Even though he lives in the United States, he still supports his colors. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says USA versus Spain for you, Alberto, is like, who do you prefer, mom or dad? Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. Born to Iron Man. Like, why should I have to decide? But I want them both to do well. Obviously, they both can't win the World Cup, but I want them both to have an amazing campaign. The United States, who didn't, we'll see. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to make any predictions because then you know what happens too. A lot of times you jinx things. To jinx, gafear. A jinx es un gafe. Jinx. It's an interesting word. Let's see. Vero checking in. Vero says, morning, beautiful people. Better late than never. Love you all. Lots of love to you too, Vero. There's ESD, Mr. Positivity, saying, good morning, classmates and teacher. Let's all make it a great day. ESD, I second the motion. Guys, Girl 69, quick message here from Girl 69 XYZ. They said, if you want to find love, just click right there on the link, okay? I don't know how it happens, but we always seem to get some kind of what websites are you guys visiting over there? I don't know how they find us. How do they get on here? These Girls 69. Well, if you guys are looking for love, you can find it right there. Girl69.xyz seems pretty reputable. All right, let's take a look at you guys and your opinion on today's Say What soundbite. Anna, what's up, Anna? She says, it's a female voice, maybe an American one. I think it's a movie scene. That woman is a bit out of breath because she's in a forest. Excellent job. Wonderful job, Anna. Yeah, I think it's pretty spot on. American, definitely an American, so good job. It's definitely from a movie. Somebody seems like they're out of breath. Good, great observations, Anna. Let's see. Leonardo says, I think it's a clip from a movie where a woman is paying for pet food at a pet store. Very interesting, Leonardo. I can understand why you would say that. And at the same time, talking on the phone with Margot. Excellent, Leonardo. Really good observations. Even though you're a little bit off, you're right that there's a couple conversations going on there, right? So excellent. Really good. Wonderful job, guys. Let's see. Salvador, Savior. Salvador. Hey, if lo traducimos es Savior. Salvador says, it sounds a bit hectic, ajetreado, ebullicioso, or something like this. I heard a lady at a pet store, and she needs some time to do some checks. Okay, the word you heard was not checks, but it's similar. But it's not the word checks. But guys, wonderful job so far. Excellent. All right, well, let's move on over. Let's mosey on over to today's spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It is our spelling bee only on the show with no name. And here's where I'm going to spell some words for you. And watch out. Watch out. Cuidado. Why? Because I see a lot of vowels here. Veo mucho vocal. Muchísimo vocal. But it's doable. I think it's going to be doable. No doubt about it. Okay? What do I want you to do? I want you to write down these 6 places. There's 6 places, okay? 6 sitios. So they will all begin with a capital letter, and they'll all be separated by commas, okay? And the first round, I am going to be a motherfucker. Yeah, I'm just going to be rude. No, I'm not going to be paying attention to what you want. I don't care if you get it or not. It's not my problem. Okay. Unfortunately, there are people like that in life. Like, oh, you didn't get it? Not my problem. Yours. You know, that's me on the first round. On the second round, I'm going to be that guy who's like, did you get everything, sir? Would you like to repeat it back to me? Okay. But as I said, you're going to get both of those in life. So the sooner we get used to the first guy, the easier it'll be to deal with the second guy, because or the second person who's nice. The thing is, I'm so used to getting somebody in customer service who doesn't want to help me that when I get somebody who does, it's just a breath of fresh air. Es un soplo de aire fresco. You're like, oh, finally, somebody being nice. It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately, that's the way it is. All right, really quickly, before we move on, I have a couple more comments in our spelling bee. Let's see. Lupe says, I think she is an American woman. She seems to be in a hurry, and she's talking to someone on the phone and asking them if they are back. Interesting. Great. Wonderful job. Wonderful. Nihad says, I hear a sweet voice of a girl talking to James. Yes, correct. Asking him to wait a bit because she's looking for something. Te falta un for ahí. She's looking for something in the pet store for her pet. And she realized that he, James, has just returned back. Well, we wouldn't put he there. That James has returned. Okay. A little bit confusing there, but I got the gist of it. All right. Here we go, guys. I'm going to do today's spelling bee. This is round 1. The first place is Bessarabia. The next one is Bukovina. The next one is Transyljvania. The next one is Moldavia. The next one is Wallachia. And the last one is Romania. All right. If you got that, you are definitely in the big leagues. En primera, you say, right? In the big leagues, in primera. Let's see. Born to Iron Man, I'm waiting for you. I'm giving you a minute here. Born to Iron Man, Lupe, you know who you are. The ones who usually get the spelling bee on the first go. Going once. Going twice. Anyone? Remember, we looked at that the other day in our soundbite. Anyone? Bueller. The something DOO economics. Anyone? Anyone? All right, ladies and gentlemen. See, I was right. And it made sense to wait because he nailed it and it looks perfect, at least from here. Please give it up for your buddy, Born to Iron Man. All right, dude. Wow. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man got it on round 1. And as I said, they are chock full of vowels. Están repletos de vocales. All right, so let's go to round 2. This is a round where I'm going to be nice. Voy a ser majo. The other round, just don't pay any attention to me. Ignórame. I'm that guy. Que dices, pesado. But in the second one now, you better participate because I'm doing it for you at a nice and easy speed so everybody can get it. All right. The first place is BESSARABIA. The second one is BUKOVINA. The next one is TRANSYLVANIA. The next one is MOLDAVIA. The next one is WALLACHIA. And the last one is ROMANIA. Now, if you notice, there's one thing that they all have in common. They all end with IA. So there's something that can help you. No, they don't. Never mind. Don't listen to me. The second one doesn't end with IA. So almost. Let's see. We've got some more winners over here. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your fellow classmates, Lupe and Marta as well. So Born to Iron Man, Lupe and Marta, you rocked it. Fantastic job. All right. And before we look at the spelling bee, Mons is leaving us a comment here on today's Say What soundbite. Let's take a look. Excuse me. Mons says, morning, guys. Sorry I'm late. I heard an American woman in a bird store or something like that. She phone called Margot. I would say she called. Phone called is it's long for no reason. So easier to just say she phoned or she called. Uno el otro. She phoned Margot or she called Margot. And she's saying random thoughts about cheeks and about a pet store. Interesting, Monse. What I'm seeing here then is there's one word there that's causing a lot of problems. Because somebody said it was, it's that word that starts with CH, huh? Yo creo, hay una palabra ahí que dicen en este Say What soundbite que empieza con CH. Y esa está causando, because it's not cheeks. And I don't remember, somebody else said something with a CH too, but all right. Well, you're going to hear it another 2 times, so don't worry. Now, today's places all had something to do with Romania. That's right. Romania. Today in now you say, interesting, in Spanish you say Rumania, like Rumano con U, no? We say it like Romano, like Rome, like Roma, Romania. So someone from Rome is a Roman. Someone from Romania is Romanian. Pero ambos en inglés son con O-M, no U-M, como en español, okay? And today in 1918, Transylvania, sorry, I couldn't say it any other way. Transylvania united with Romania, following the incorporation of Bessarabia and Bukovina, which were the two first places. Now, I have to be honest, I hadn't heard of those two places, but that's exactly why I decided we should take a look at them. Why not learn about things we don't know about? And there was something there, and this was the conclusion of what they called the Great Union, okay? La Gran Unión. And this was in the history, in Romanian history, it's called the Great Union of 1918. And what happened there unified all the different kingdoms that were in Romania. A lot of history there in Romania. It's one of the places I'd love to visit, but I haven't gotten there yet. Has anybody been there? Has anybody been out to Romania? Anyway, on our list then, we had Bessarabia, we had Bukovina, we had Transylvania, then we had Moldavia, then we have Wallachia and Romania, which is what it became when it was all unified. I know Spain too, right? It was kingdoms. It's interesting. I love studying the history of stuff. And it's interesting because in school, I wasn't interested in history. Seriously, I was like, this is boring. But I think it was because the focus was wrong. I was trying to memorize dates. I wasn't trying to memorize stories or interesting, fun facts, curiosidades. So it's a lesson in how you approach things, right? You can love a subject or hate a subject based on how you approach it. The same subject, I hated history. I used to say it. I would repeat it over and over. I hate history. Yeah, it's boring. I don't like it. It's dates. And now I'm fascinated by history. Anything that has to do with history, archaeology, history, the history of cultures and geopolitics and all of that stuff. It's fascinating. Salvador says, I said checks, but maybe it was checks to pay for things. Well, in the United States, I think it's the same thing, because we we spell it CHECK, but I think the British spell it CHEQUE. I don't know. I would have to check. Nope. The word is not check. The word is not cheek either. I guess we'll just have to give it another listen. But after this quick commercial break, guys, we'll be back in just a moment. If I were you, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Oh, yeah. Come on in, folks. Come on in. I can't believe it. We are halfway through today's show. Come on in, amigos. Don't forget, after today's show, you've got Jules and her program, Let's Get Random. After that, you got the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy, followed by Back to Basics with Tosh Pasqua, and so much more, folks. Don't forget, you can get all our programs over on the Vaughn Radio app. It's absolutely free. And another way you make sure you're staying connected with us is by following us on social media. And you can participate in all the programs. You can get additional content. And speaking of participation, I think it's time for Homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. Show with no name. Show with no name.
Oh, yeah, that's right, amigos. It's Homophones, only on the show with no name. And here's where we look at those words that tend to be tricky. Oh, and thank you, Born to Iron Man. Speaking of tricky words, thank you for checking on the word check. And it's true. Check in the United States, C-H-E-C-K, que sería talón in Spanish, I believe, or cheque. And the British spell it cheque, así, cheque. No, como los españoles, de hecho, exactly the same. But nope, it's not cheek. It's not check. Maybe it's one of these words that should be in our homophones section. All right, well, let's take a look at today's homophones, and we'll see if you guys recognize these words, and then if you know how they sound. The first one is a word I know we've used here in the past, and this is to die in water. Okay? To die immersed in water. Okay? You say ahogarse. Okay? So to die immersed in water. Ahogar. Okay, you're immersed in water. I think it's got to be one of the worst ways to die. I wouldn't. Oh man, it must be horrible. I can't even imagine it, to be honest. So ahogarse. Okay, and the second word is dibujado. Fue dibujado por. Okay, es el participio de dibujar. So it's la tercera columna de dibujar. O sea, tienes que saber decir dibujar en español, en inglés, perdona, y luego saber conjugarlo. All right, so the first word is ahogarse, and the second word is dibujado. Okay, there you go, my amigos. Give you a minute to let that sink in para asimilar eso. And in the meantime, I'll give you today's Say What soundbite. This is the third listen, so please write down what you hear. And we'll see if you guys can get that mysterious word that starts with a CH.
Okay, just a sec. Come on. Look, James, I got chicks. They need milk. They're for Tony. I got them at the pet store. Aren't they? Margot, are you back?
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You'll hear that one more time. Hopefully, somebody will be able to figure it out. And I don't think Laura's here today, so you guys might have a chance. All right, let's take a look at our homophones or non-homophones. Let's see what you guys had to say. The first one to participate is Salvador, and he says those are the words, correct? Yes. And you say they're not homophones. Okay, interesting. German says those, yes, those are the correct words, German. And you agree with Salvador. You say that they are not homophones. Does anybody disagree? Does anybody think these words sound the same before we take a look at it? Oh, and wait a second. Monse, you got the word. Monse got the mystery word. I'm not going to say it. You'll have to you'll have to check it out. But it's not check and it's not cheek. So, Monse, good job. Good ear. Let's see if you can get the rest of it. I think it's pretty easy today, right? Shouldn't be too difficult. Born to Iron Man. Those are the correct words in today's homophone section. And he says they don't sound alike. So right now, it's pretty unanimous, huh? These words don't sound alike. All right, well, let's say the words as we always do. And I want you guys to say the words with me. It's really important that you do that. The first word is drown. Drown. Okay? You're going to drown in the water. Okay? He drowned in the water. Okay? Drown. Ow. The sound is ow. Drown. Okay? I don't want you to drown. Now, just be careful. Ahogarse, atragantarse, ahogarse, is to choke. It's very different, okay? To drown versus to choke, right? I know in Spanish, those words can be interchanged, okay? So drown. Say it. Say it with me 10 times if you have to. Ow. Drown. The second word, drawn. Drawn. So, drown, drawn, drown, drawn. Now let's isolate the vowel sounds. Ow, aw, ow, aw, drown, drawn. They are not homophones. Great job. And let's conjugate that verb too, to draw. So the present tense is draw. The past tense is drew. Good. And we just looked at the third one. How do you pronounce it? Drawn. Drawn. And remember, it's not just, this is a very rich word, ya que estamos con la palabra draw, dibujar. We were just talking about sports with the World Cup. What is a draw in sports? Draw is un empate. So if you say they drew, es o dibujaron o empataron. Pero también, what if I told you I went to the doctor's the other day and the doctor drew blood? Drew blood, dibujó sangre? No, también es sacar. He drew his weapon. O dibujó su arma, que es un poco raro. Or sacó su arma. That's another reason why context is so key. So excellent job to all of you who said that these words don't sound the same. Let's say them one more time together. The first one, ahogarse, is, dilo tú y luego lo digo yo y vemos si suena igual. So ahogarse, drown, drown. And dibujó o empató, drawn, drawn, aw, aw. O versus aw. All right, folks, it's time to move along to Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the show with no name. All right, let's see. Monse is taking a stab at today's Say What soundbite. Let's see, Monse. Okay, just like Jane. Okay, not bad. There are a couple things there, Monse. I'll give you a clue over here. Okay. So the frutonium thing, there's somebody's name in there. Es nombre de alguien. Estás oyendo el frutonium. Okay. And I think the rest is, yeah. The fruton, it's that frutonium. Me gusta la palabra que te has inventado, by the way. Frutonium. Excellent. Let's see. German says, don't draw a tie. That'd be redundant. Good job, German. Funny. Very good. Let's see. May in the house. Hola, Alberto. Saludos desde Taiwan. Are you serious? How cool is that? Hello. Thank you so much for joining us, May, over in Taiwan. There's another place on my bucket list. Mi lista de cosas que quiero hacer antes de palmarla. No es mucho más conciso en inglés. It's my bucket list. The list of things I want to do before I kick the bucket. Kick the bucket is tirar la pata, right? But it's a lot easier to just say my bucket list. But in Spanish, no ten, mi lista de cosas que, es que no hay. Is there a short way to say that in Spanish is my question, I guess. All right, let's take a look at today's Name That Movie. I'll give you the trailer, and then we'll take a look at the scene, and we'll see if you can guess what movie it is. If not, don't worry. As I said, more importantly, what we need to do is analyze all the English therein. No, aquí dentro. So, things go terribly wrong for a group of girlfriends who hire a male stripper for a bachelorette party in Miami. Oh, wow. That sounds like a recipe for disaster, as we say. Una receta para desastre, como suena. A recipe for disaster. So things go terribly wrong. Easy. When things go wrong, salen mal. Same thing in Spanish. Things go terribly wrong, pues muy mal. Things go terribly wrong for a group of girlfriends. Now, here you can tell from the context, they're not saying girlfriends like they're dating each other. Son amigas, right? So it's like people say, pues si mi amiga que es una chica es my girlfriend, pero también mi novia es my girlfriend, ¿cómo se sabe? Digo, you know, because if it's your friend. Y si no, hacemos el típico de esto de, is she your girlfriend or your girlfriend? You see what I mean? You can always clear it up with the tone too. So things here, they're talking about a group of girls who are friends. So things go terribly wrong for a group of girlfriends who contratan, a male stripper. And to strip is despelotarse, for a bachelorette party in Miami. A bachelorette party is despedida de soltera, okay? And a bachelor party is despedida de soltero. Now, I'm going to put your British English to the test right now. How would you say those ideas in British English? They don't call it a bachelor party or a bachelorette party. So how would a British person call that? Let's see. You can tell us in the comments. And folks, we have got a winner. Give it up for Monse. Monse, you are on fire. Absolutely awesome job. The only thing, check your spelling there, right? Because it's rough night. Has puesto una T de más. You put raucht. Una palabra invent. Monse, you're making up a lot of words today, but I love your participation. I love your participation nonetheless. So just be careful with the spelling there. It's rough night. And also Born to Iron Man got it as well. Yeah, I had a rough night. No, tampoco. I had a few beers. I'm fine. Pero es mil veces más, diríamos, cuando tienes una noche dura, I had a rough night, que I had a hard night. O sea, es como frase hecha. So that's why this movie is called Rough Night. And Monse says, a hen's party, The Bachelorette. That's a full sentence. Let's see. All right. Let's see if somebody knows both of them over here. Salvador says a stag party and a bachelor party. Okay, so you guys, all right. I see what you're doing here. See, if you don't use full sentences, I got confused here, guys. So a hen party is the bachelorette party, is what you're saying there, Monse. And Salvador, you're saying a stag party is a bachelor party in the U.S. Okay. All right. Just let's see what happened there. There was no sentence, and I'm like, how do I read this here? So you let me. I'll use full sentences. Don't worry. I'll practice my English for you guys. The word bachelorette party in British English is a hen party. Okay. And the word bachelor party in British English is a stag party. And if you think about it, the word hen is gallina. And the word stag, I always forget it in Spanish, is ciervo, venado. So there you go, folks. Again, depends where you're going to go. If you're going to go to the United States, I think it's easier. Bachelor, bachelorette, right? But just be aware, if you go celebrate it in London, mate, they're not going to call it the same. They're going to call it a stag party, or they also call it a hen do or something like this. I've heard them say. They're weird, these Brits. No, I'm just joking. All right, guys, let's take a look at this movie, and it's called Rough Night. It's a movie, as I said, just the premise, the story is pretty hardcore there. Es bastante fuerte. And the movie came out in the year 2017, so it's pretty recent. It's not too old. It stars Scarlett Johansson. It stars Kate McKinnon, Zoe Kravitz as well, Lenny Kravitz's daughter. And I've seen this movie. In fact, I saw this movie on the plane. I saw this movie. Excellent movie. Very, very funny. And I love the cast. I have to say, these are some of the funniest female comedians working right now in Hollywood. If you haven't seen it, it's funny. Really, really funny movie. You know, it's one of those movies you don't have to think too much, but the dialogue is funny. The characters are really funny as well. And a great cast. Scarlett Johansson, Kate McKinnon, Zoe Kravitz. I mean, we're talking about heavyweights, hablando de pesos pesados. So the scene opens up, and the stage direction is las indicaciones, says, after saving everyone from the criminals. Después de haber salvado a la gente, a todo el mundo de los criminales. And Jess says, Alice, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And Alice says, no, I'm so sorry. Yo lo siento. And Jess says, no, I said things I didn't mean. And this is really important, guys. This mean is, when we say the word mean, it's when we, like, que no quise decir. So what do you mean? ¿Qué quieres decir? Estoy intentando buscar la traducción en español. What do you mean? What did you mean? ¿Qué quisiste decir? Right? So, I mean, quiero decir, we use it all the time. Okay? And mean is also somebody who is not very nice. Right? I mean, he's a really mean guy. Ahí tenéis un double trouble. Quiero decir que es un tío super borde. I mean, he's a really mean guy. So she's saying, I said things that I didn't mean. Dije cosas que realmente no iba en serio. No quería decirlos de verdad. Okay? And she says, I think it was just the stress, creo que era el estrés, of killing somebody and then trying to dispose of his body. Oh my God. What an apology, huh? Lo siento, no. Dije cosas que no quería decir y creo que era solo el estrés de matar a alguien e intentar echar el cuerpo. Oh, like She says it very nonchalant. Nonchalant es sin más. A ver cómo lo traducen. Nonchalant. Es una palabra francesa. Nonchalant. Indiferente. Like despreocupada. She said it very nonchalant. Like, oh, yeah, that's what happens when you have to hide a dead body. What? And then real Scotty says, wait, what? Which was exactly my reaction there. Wait, what? And Alice says, totally. That's a hard thing. Es algo muy difícil lo que has hecho. Matar a alguien y dispose of, right? Tirar a la basura, to dispose of, to get rid of the body. And then Jess says, yeah, you're right. Tienes razón. You're right. I have changed. He cambiado. I thought I was making people's lives better. Yo pensaba que estaba haciendo la vida mejor para la gente. But I forgot about the people that make my life better. Pero se me ha olvidado la gente que hace mi vida mejor. And that's you guys. And I love you. And I'm sorry. So it's weird. There's like a, they have a dead body that they just killed. And they're, oh, you're my best friend. Yeah. Weird, right? Weird scene there. And then, everybody joins in. We love you. We love you too, Jess. We love you. And it becomes a very emotional moment there. I'm just thinking of the movie. The movie is awesome. It was filmed in Long Beach, California. Beautiful. Long Beach, California. And what they did is because it's supposed to take place in Miami. And Miami has I'm sure many of you who have been to Miami or are familiar with Miami, well, you'll know that Miami has a very specific architecture, has very specific colors. But what they did is they took the restaurants there and they kind of like changed the facades, and voila. Before you knew it, you had Miami in California, 3,000, more than 3,000 miles away, a más de 3,000 millas de ahí. All right, amigos, let's move on to another section where we look at words that are repeated twice in a translation. It's called Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name. And guys, I want a nice round of applause for Monse and Nihad. That's right. Monse and Nihad. They have figured out today's Say What soundbite. And, well, I think, Monse, I think you were on the right path, so we're going to give it to you there. But I love that word you made up. What was it? Fruitonium? I love it. It's like a mix of plutonium and fruit. It's like a powerful radioactive fruit, right? Great job, guys. And you have one more listen. So if you want to give it another listen and check it out, we'll hear it in just a moment when we come back from our last commercial break. All right, let me give you today's Double Trouble. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back because we got a lot of stuff to do before the end of today's show. No voy a tolerar o permitir mentir en el estrado. Okay, just imagine I'm a judge. Soy un juez. Okay. No voy a tolerar / permitir mentir en el estrado. Okay. That is your double trouble. You have to use the same word twice, as always. Monse says, haha, I was laughing. Hey, but that's what I heard. Fruitonium. Monse, I don't have any say. Yo no tengo voz ni voto en el idioma. But if I had say, I would vote fruitonium into the lexicon. Oh, and by the way, the word of the year, gaslighting. Do you know this word? How do you say this in Spanish? It's to try and make somebody believe they're crazy or a false reality. If I told you, I'm going to give you $10, and then the next day you're like, yeah, you told me you're going to give me $20. I'm like, no, I told you I'm going to give you $10. You're like, no, you told me you were going to give me 20. I mean, come on, and you make me think I'm crazy, even though I'm right. This is el término del año, gaslighting. Está muy de moda. Yeah, gaslighting somebody like, oh, no. Now look at this with that sickness. A lot of things that they said were wrong or saying, well, we never said that. We never said that this is that. So a lot of gaslighting going on. Oh, same thing. Luz de gas. I love it when things are the same. It makes it a little bit easier. All right, folks, we have to go to our third commercial break, and we'll be back with the fourth part of the show. So stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. It's the fourth and final part of today's show with no name, exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. That's right, amigos. Vaughn Radio in the house. You got amazing shows all afternoon. free English on Vaughn Radio. Remember, if you like what you hear, spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your classmates. There's a fun way to learn English, and it's called Vaughn Radio. All right, amigos, come on in. It's time for the fourth and final part of today's show. And wow, I mean, I got to say something. The show always flies by, but I can't believe we're in the fourth part of the show. I just had to double check my notes here. To double check, mirarlo de nuevo, revisar, revisar. Hey, we've been looking at that word check quite a bit today. Well, before we check, revisar, before we check today's double trouble, I'm going to give you guys the Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. Please write down what you hear.
Okay, just a sec, come on. Look, James, I got chicks. They need, milk, I think. What? They're for Tony. I got them at the pet store. Aren't they? Margot! Are you back?
All right, guys, there you go. That is your Say What soundbite there. And as I said, we got a few students who have already figured it out. Now let's go on over to our double trouble. I'll give it to you again, just in case you didn't hear it. This is no voy a tolerar o permitir mentir en el estrado. Okay, you can just imagine that you are the judge, for example. Okay, let's take a look over here in our virtual chat room and see what we've got. German is the first one to participate, and he says, I won't stand lying on the stand. Okay, I won't is no toleraré o permitiré. So if we want to get technical, sería I'm not going to, right? Okay, so German, I'm just saying, not the same iré que voy a ir, right? I will go, I'm going to go. But there's something else there that it's missing something for me over there. But I like it. I like it. You're on the right track. Let's see what other students have participated. Let's see. I can't stand lying on the witness stand. Okay, we're on the right track here. It's closer, and this one works. So I can't stand lying on the stand. Estos no los soporto, pero no lo permito. Okay, again, you guys are all doing a wonderful job. Let's see if anybody else got. I'm looking for a specific one over here. I will not. Leonardo, let's see. Leonardo says, by the way, Monse and Nihad, I take my hat off to both of you. You've been doing really, really well lately. Well, you know what we need to do then? Call in the fire department. Sure. Call them in. They're right over there. Put them out. Apágales. There they are. Hose them down. Con la manguera. Hose them down. All right, my amigos. Let's take a look then. This is a tough one. I'm going to see if anybody else got exactly what okay. All right, so we've got two things here. I can't stand it. Es no lo soporto. No lo aguanto, right? I can't stand it when you do that, okay? I can't stand taking nonsense from him, okay? So, si usamos el gerundio, si usamos verbos en gerundio, okay? But I put, I'm not going to stand for lying on the stand. All right? I'm not going to stand for that. This is a way of saying I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to put up with it. So it's a little bit different than I can't stand it. Okay? I can't stand that attitude. No lo aguanto. I'm not going to stand for that attitude. No lo voy a permitir. Okay? So it's similar, but when we add this to stand for something, we're saying to allow it. So I'm thinking of a judge here. No voy a permitir. I'm not going to stand for lying on the stand or the witness stand. Now, that stand for has another meaning, doesn't it? Tiene otro significado, el stand for. Well, what if I asked you, what does BTW stand for? ¿Qué significa? So we use BTW, we use stand for when we use acronyms, when we use initials, right? What does VIP stand for? Very important person, right? Let's take a look at some other ones. Let's see. Okay, here's one. Let's practice this structure a little bit, okay? Pero quiero frases completas, okay? Os voy a dar tres. I'll give you three. Okay, full sentences here. What does AWOL stand for? AWOL. Okay, that's the first one. What does I'm looking for another one here. I'm looking for some more difficult one. Okay, what does GIF stand for? GIF or GIF? Some people pronounce it GIF. It's disputed. Some people say half the population says GIF and the other half says GIF, by the way. Es este archivo que es muy popular ahora. Un formato. Te acabo de dar una de las letras. Yo no lo sabía. El primero sí que es muy común en inglés. The second one's more technical. All right. And what does, the last one, the third one, what does snafu stand for? Okay. So I've given you three, and this is to practice, obviously, what these stand for, but also practice using that structure. Tal letras significa tal cosa, stands for, right? Remember, stand for tolerar también, as we just said. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man, BTW stands for by the way. That's correct. Monse says GIF stands for graphics interchange format. Correct. I didn't know that one. And what about the other two? Did anybody get AWOL or snafu? Que se dicen así. No se dicen las letras. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says AWOL stands for absent without leave, without official leave. Correcto. That's right. So where's Paco? He's AWOL. No, está por ahí sin permiso. Nadie sabe dónde está. AWOL. Okay. Reminds me a little bit of MIA. If you're MIA, you're missing in action. Perdido en combate. All right. Did anybody get snafu? What does snafu stand for? We had a little snafu, but now everything's fine. We had a snafu. This is a great one. I'll give you a second. Does anybody know it? Okay, I'll answer. Full sentence. Snafu stands for situation normal, all fucked up. So, las cosas ha ido al garete, se han ido muy mal. We had a snafu. Todo iba bien y pa, un problemón. So, good vocabulary if you didn't know it. AWOL, MIA, snafu, right? These are different words. It sounds like we're speaking a different language, but they are English words. All right, my amigos, it's time to move on to another section. I think it's one of your favorite sections because you get to hear my amazing jokes. And yes, I'm joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, folks. You're joking only on the show with no name. And here's where we take a look at a joke or two, and we see if you guys get the joke. And all you have to do is sit back, relax, and see if you get the joke. And we'll find out right now if not only if you get the joke, but this proves to me, if you can explain the joke, that you've got a good handle on vocabulary, right? Because in order to get jokes, you have to know double meanings of things. And we look at them all throughout the show on Double Trouble. We look at, words that can be used as puns in our homophones section. So, and I see it. You guys are always coming up with your own ways of playing with words, and that's wonderful. That means you're comfortable with them. If you can play with words, you're comfortable with them, okay? And all of our jokes here are exactly that, plays on words, juegos de palabras. So what does a lawyer wear to work? Okay. What does a lawyer, y cuidado, no es liar, como dijo mi mujer en Nueva York. She goes, I'm going to talk to my liar. And the woman was like, yeah, whatever, miss. The woman was like, you're a liar? Get out of here, please. So lawyer. What does a lawyer wear to work? Are you ready? A lawsuit. No. A lawsuit? No. A lawsuit? Un traje de legal, de ley, lawsuit. But also, a lawsuit, cuando es una palabra, es una demanda, pleito, proceso, right? So what does a lawyer wear to court? A lawsuit. Remember, the verb is to sue. So we wouldn't say, I'm going to lawsuit you. We would say, I'm going to sue you, and then you'll be involved in a lawsuit. So el verbo is to sue. El sustantivo is a lawsuit. You get it? What does a lawyer wear to court? A lawsuit. Well, hey, at least you know he's not going to sue the pants off of you. Did you get that? No. Well, to sue the pants off of somebody es una expresión, es te voy a demandar y te voy a dejar con cero dinero. O sea, no vas a tener ni pantalones when I'm finished. Eso es una frase en mi país. You get it? He's not wearing a lawsuit. You don't have to worry about him suing the pants off of you because he's got a lawsuit. Okay. And what did he keep in his pocket? Well, in his pants. What did he keep in his pocket? ¿Qué es lo que mantuvo en su bolsillo? A peel. Do you get that one? A peel? What did he keep in his pocket? All right. Well, I guess we should look at the word peel is cáscara, piel, from a vegetable or fruit. Y pelar. So makes sense. You peel and then the peel comes off, right? So do you get it now? A peel, como que tiene una cáscara o piel de una fruta en su bolsillo. Bueno, si pones la palabra appeal como una palabra, que es APPEAL, is to appeal in court, reclamar, recurrir. To appeal. Okay, the judge appealed the sentence. Apelar, recurrir. Appeal? What does he keep in his pocket? Appeal. I'll stop, but only after this next one. And why was the lawyer, why was he such a huge fan of Christmas? ¿Por qué era tan fan de la Navidad? Well, because he loved clauses. No, because he loved clauses, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, the clauses, cláusulas. Okay, this time I'm serious. I'll stop, but only because it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. I hope you guys enjoyed those jokes. I hope they were appealing. Mira, otro uso de appeal, atraer. No solo que hemos dicho la palabra antes, to appeal en un recurrir, right? Apelar, but also if you have sex appeal, if you're appealing to somebody, right? It's another usage of this word appeal. Lo podemos ver en un double trouble en un futuro. You never, ever know. All right, let's see if you know who today's famous birthday boys and girls are. As always, wait till I've given you all three, and then we'll put them all in one post. The first birthday girl was born in the year 1945. She is an American singer, songwriter, actress, and producer. She's been in so many movies. She's been on Broadway. She has won Golden Globe Awards, 4. Grammys, that's the music one, 3. Primetime Emmy Awards, 3. Tony Awards, that's for theater, 2. And also Academy Awards, nominations for 2 Academy Awards, and another nomination for an Academy Award, a British Academy Film Award. She was born in Honolulu, in Hawaii, in fact. And she's very, very famous for some of her songs. The Rose. I don't know if you know this one. It's very popular in the United States. It's some say love, it is a river that's running through my heart. She's not my favorite artist, but her songs are absolutely beautiful. There's another one too. It's gorgeous. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. You are the wind beneath my wings. Eres el viento debajo de mis alas. Beautiful songs. If you're not familiar with her, From a Distance. Another one. She's got, seriously, one of the greatest, some of the greatest love songs, inspirational songs ever. And what movies has she been in? Well, she was in First Wives Club. She was in Beaches. She was in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. She was in The Rose, which that song is from. Some say love, it is a river. Number 2, her father was famous before her, but now she's almost as famous, if not more famous, than her father. Her father was the guy who said, "Are you going to go my way?" And she said, "No, Dad, I'm going my way. I'm going to do things I like to do." And she began acting, which the father's a singer, but not an actor. And she was Angel Salvador in the superhero film X-Men First Class. But she's been in so many movies. She was in High Fidelity, Mad Max, Fury Road, the Lego Batman movie. She was in the Batman, which I liked. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed The Batman with Robert Pattinson. She's in that movie as well, and she's working like crazy. She is working nonstop, which is great. She's very talented. And last but not least, this person was born in 1970, an American comedian, actress, and singer. She occasionally performed on Saturday Night Live, as well as doing writing for Saturday Night Live. She had her own show, which I can't tell you the name of because it's her name, but she's been in so many movies. She was in School of Rock. She was in Wreck-It Ralph, A Million Ways to Die in the West, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and so much more. She was controversial too because I think there was a sketch or something where she was in blackface, and a lot of people, well, pointed that out. They said that was not a good choice. That's not funny. Some things are funny, some things are just not funny. And ladies and gentlemen, our birthday boys and girls: number 1, Bette Midler; number 2, Zoe Kravitz; and number 3, Sarah Silverman. And that'll bring us over to today's Say What soundbite. It's Sarah Silverman, and she's in this movie, which is called Take This Waltz. You say waltz, el baile? We say in English, waltz. Take This Waltz. It came out in the year 2011. And she's getting out of a car, and she has a box of chicks, pollitos, the little yellow, chicks. La palabra era chicks, by the way. Que también es una forma despectiva de llamar a una chica. Hey, you guys are nice chicks. It's like pibas. I wouldn't recommend using it. But these, eso como se llaman, they're little chicks, right? So you can hear them in the background, can't you? And she goes, okay, just a sec. Dice, okay, un segundito. We say a sec. You can say a second, but you can also say a sec. And she says, look, James, I got chicks. Pillé unos pollitos. And she says, they need milk. Necesitan, y pausa, y dice, leche. They are for Tony. Son para Tony. Okay, there's your word you made up. They're for Tony. I got them at the pet store. Son para Tony. Los pillé en la tienda de mascotas. Aren't they? Iba a decir, aren't they beautiful? Aren't they cute? Aren't they adorable? And then she realizes Margot's there, and she turns her attention to her and says, Margot, are you back? And so a lot's going on in the scene. That's why I wanted to explain it to you. But here it is, birthday girl Sarah Silverman.
Okay, just a sec, come on. Look, James, I got chicks. They need milk, I think. What? They're for Tony. I got them at the pet store. Aren't they? Margot, are you back?
All right, amigos, and it's time for our final section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It is Name That Lyric, and thus the final section of today's show. Thank you so much for all your hard work, all your energy, all your effort every single day. Thank you. An absolute pleasure to have students such as you guys. Thank you. As I said at the beginning of the show, don't ever change. And remember, right now, right after today's show, you've got Jules Linares and her program, Let's Get Random. Don't miss it. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful show. There's no doubt in my mind. And we'll be back. Oh, no. Tomorrow? Oh, yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. I get mixed up on my days. Yeah. We'll be here tomorrow, guys. Don't worry. I was adding extra holidays. All right. So today's song, I'll give it to you. It's The Rose by Bette Midler, who was our birthday girl. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. We know the word drown, ahogad, and a reed is un junco. Some say love, it is a razor. Well, you know what? This is a hard song to sing, so we're going to let Bette Midler sing it. and enjoy it. It's a beautiful song, and I dedicate it to you, beautiful people. Thanks so much for being here today and every day.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the